It would be real cool if you could distract them with some of your fancy moves.
I will make myself extra picturesque.
I have never expected to finish Spongebob Squarepants Cosmic Shake in a day. It's been years since I finished a game in one sitting. I used to do this a lot when I didn't have any memory cards for my PlayStation, especially when I used to play Crash Warped, Spyro Year of the Dragon and Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. Specifically, I wanted to mention these games since today's topic is the latest title of SpongeBob games, Cosmic Shake. Like any 90s child, I also grew up with SpongeBob's cartoon, but actually never fond of its games that are published by THQ up until today. Just for the experience, I played Battle for Bikini Bottom's remaster for a couple of hours, but didn't play it from start to finish. Battle for Bikini Bottom was a decent platform experience, but I think I was too busy with other games back then, and decided to drop it. Anyways, this Cosmic Shake just hooked me to itself and reminded me of my childhood, the games that I used to play non-stop. Needless to say, if you're into PlayStation 1 era platformers, then you don't even need to be skeptical about Cosmic Shake. You will experience the same feeling that you had by Crash Warped, Spyro Year of the Dragon and Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. I'm Arcadenaut here, and today we'll talk about why SpongeBob Squarepants Cosmic Shake made me remember my childhood.
SpongeBob! SpongeBob! Did that explosion give you a concussion? You remember to sign the waiver, right? I never thought you'd pull it off. But that was actually fantastic! I can already see the sequel.
Time travel, traveling between dimension concept marks the peak point of nearly each platformer series. Crash Bandicoot did it, Spyro did it, Bugs Bunny did it twice alongside with Taz, also with Ratchet & Clank, and I'm sure many else handled this concept, and now it's SpongeBob's time. It's a pleasant and an ordinary day in Bikini Bottom. Cosmic Shade starts with SpongeBob and Patrick wanted to go to their beloved Glow World to have fun. There SpongeBob discovers this wish-granting mermaid's tears near Madame Cassandra's wagon and wanted to have it. This wish-granting mermaid's tears can grant wishes of someone who is with a heart of gold, so to say, but its power is not to be abused. Not knowing this, SpongeBob begins to wish good things for all of his friends. Mr. Krabs to have a wallet full of money, Squidward's talents to be acknowledged, and whole world to see how amazing Sandy is, as this SpongeBob's wishes continue for 3 hours. Abusing the mysterious wish-granting mermaid's tears, the very fabric of reality and dimensions get mixed altogether, and nearly all of the Bikini Bottom gets sucked into different portals that lead to different dimensions. And of course, to fix this, SpongeBob will travel between 7 different dimensions to find his friends and brings them back to Bikini Bottom to fix the damage, alongside with his best friend Patrick, who is now a balloon because of SpongeBob's wish. Cosmic Shake presents Bikini Bottom as the hub for each of these wish worlds that takes on locations from the series with a theme behind them, starting with the Wild West world where they try to find Mr. Krabs first. As being a true spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom, Cosmic Shake offers different level designs, solid platformer mechanics, mini games to change its pace, and modern SpongeBob jokes to keep you entertained. When it comes to the level design and the atmosphere, I really had the vibes of playing Bugs Bunny Lost in Time throughout my 7 hours Cosmic Shake experience. Throughout the 7 hours, I completed all of the wish worlds, skipping the collectibles, backtracking to the previous levels and doing the side quests, so if I were to do those, then it would probably take around more than 10 hours, I presume. On the other hand, just like Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter, SpongeBob spin attacks with his jellyfish net, double jumps and stomps just like any other platformer character during the platforming sequences or during the battles against these jelly monsters. What makes Cosmic Shake unique in its own is SpongeBob's balloon attacks that can stun mostly every enemy type, or his karate kick that can also be used during the platforming sequences. Up until the prehistoric era, SpongeBob learns new techniques that can unlock new areas and also branch out the variety during the battles to keep itself fresh. Just by pressing the start button, Cosmic Shake starts, it shows its gameplay mechanics to you, quickly introduces to its levels, and hooks you to itself with cutscenes, SpongeBob-like illustrations popping up to keep itself funny and entertain you.
Could you maybe convince it to give it back?
Sorry, but if Rainbow finds it, I keep it. However, I might trade it for some of that miraculous Wrinkly's Pro Aging Cream my coven has been buzzing about.
We used to have lots of platformers back in the day competing each others like this, and Cosmic Shake has the feeling, the soul of that golden age of platformers that I also do like. Starting with the Wild West, these wish worlds evolve into Hollywood, Pirate Goo Lagoon, Halloween, prehistoric and medieval up until the end. I think my favorites were Hollywood, where Squidward is trying to film a karate movie, and the Pirate Goo Lagoon, which was quite fun, although it felt the longest among these. I mean, pirate concept for such underwater creatures might seem a bit weird or rather absurd, but knowing how enthusiastic SpongeBob and Patrick can be when they try to be fearsome pirates, you know some action would be happening soon with the Flying Dutchman also. One of the biggest changes that I've noticed from Battle for Bikini Bottom was a more open type of a level design. Although we always have a goal and objective during our Cosmic Shake experience, the level design never felt corridor-like, platforming sequences that lots of other 3D platformers does as a mistake, and each world is packed with detail and vibrancy. NPCs talk, they make SpongeBob jokes, there are lots of to be pleased if you're a SpongeBob fan, I believe. I mean, even I enjoyed it a lot, although I'm not that big of a SpongeBob fan. There are golden coins that you can collect to unlock new costumes for SpongeBob, this jelly cosmic currency that you can use to purchase costumes, and all of the character costumes are true to the show and serve as a nostalgic fan service for the fans. These costumes are mostly for appearance only, so they have no extra powers or use for SpongeBob, though I think it might have been an extra for the gameplay if we ever had that option.
Sweet Neptune, are you insane running around like this? Don't you know people have phobias?
Sorry, I didn't know my costume was that scary. What are you afraid of?
Boxes, man, boxes. You never know what'll be inside or where they'll take you.
Platforming elements have a varied level of difficulty attached to them, with some areas being harder than others in every level, but needless to say, all of the progress feels quite fluid and fresh with each wish world that you visit. As with the Wild West starts with standard platforming sequences, it quickly changes into SpongeBob trying to learn how to ride a seahorse, and then fighting against these cosmic jelly enemies while trying to find the infamous Red Bandit. During the Hollywood section, you learn how to do karate kicks and then trying to fight against these cosmic jelly monsters once again, while Squidward moves the frame, filming the movie. Each and every wish world has something different to offer that feels quite matching if all of this Cosmic Shake experience was actually a SpongeBob movie. Maybe that's why it kind of felt like a decent successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom, as it never ever forces you to collect key items like golden spatulas to unlock new maps, again forcing you to backtrack and lose time. To be completely honest, it kinda felt more entertaining and colorful than previous Battle for Bikini Bottom where he tried a title. In general, although time travel is mostly a common but a good concept for platformers, Cosmic Shake actually feels as if it wants you to enjoy the whole journey. Whether you do side missions or collect golden coins to unlock new costumes is totally up to you if you feel like you don't have enough of Cosmic Shake. From Wild West to the 7th and the last Wish World, each level can take up to 1 hour if you just play it truly, and my guess is I might have played it a bit faster than lots of people, finishing it only in 7 hours. Though I think I would still prefer minigames like sequences just like we had by Year of the Dragon and Lost in Time, not just seahorse riding or other minigames, but more variety that would match the ambience of SpongeBob in general.
So how do we save Gary without that monster snail seeing us?
Gary is the monster snail!
Huh? They grow up so fast, don't they?
Last but not least, as for the voice acting, the original main cast returns, including a well-awaited return of Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs after being absent from Battle for Bikini Bottom. As Cosmic Shake never fails to deliver its SpongeBob feeling with jokes, hyper-realistic illustrations and SpongeBob memes, it never felt boring or just overusing the same joke over and over again. I think that's why Cosmic Shake was a really pleasant and fun experience. Moreover that, it made me remember the platformers that I used to play all the time, and even made me want to play Spyro Reignited Trilogy from the scratch again. Needless to say, alongside with Hi-Fi Rush, 3D platformers have 2 big solid experiences on their hand, and we just entered the February of this year. All around, Cosmic Shake presented a solid platforming experience with SpongeBob concept that evolves with each wish world that we travel to. I think I would still prefer more gameplay elements such as different minigames to make the overall experience even more memorable and addicting, but again, Cosmic Shake was surprisingly fun with what it offered and made me even consider to try out Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated later on. As always, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to share your comments or if you have any recommendations as for the upcoming videos. As for the next, I think I need to change the mood a bit and talk about the return of the survival horror genre with the new Dead Space remake.
foo, SpongeBob! Taylor foo!
Huh?
Ook! Squawk trapped here with two morons? No!
Unga jokey.